Oh shit. Well, the message is coming through. Message is coming through to Wild. That's for sure. Where did it come through on yours? It came through on YouTube and it sounded too wild. Yeah. Why are comments turned off? Why the hell are how are comments turned off on there? Is that just me?
I see the attendance on my side coming through on the comment side.
What about Baltimore? It says comments are turned off. Is it just me? Because you commented on on the YouTube, didn't you?
I'm on Eastern Shore, but not on Baltimore.
Nah, but you commented on Eastern Shore. And it came through. I see it in the joint.
Maybe because I just see my live on there.
How you do it before I went live?
Well, you was already live. You're right. I don't know.
Why is it saying?
When you try to just type like one in the chat, too, right?
It might just be some crazy setting I got going on my phone. Yo, I'm tripping. I ain't tripping. This phone tripping. It says comments are turned off, but I guess they on. What did I get? Did I get banned on YouTube? Imagine. Damn, I'm used to getting banned on TikTok. All right, well, I guess it's good to go, brother. I'm not gonna, delay too much longer. We gotta get to this topic tonight as best I can. Shoot, let me pull it up though. Slovakia. Let me get this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get to it. I guess it's too wild. Let's go ahead and clap it up, all right? We already behind schedule. Yabashem Yahweh Baraka Thumb to the Akim. Yahweh Shamar Allah Thun Bahashem Yahweh Shah to the Akwathian. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, the ISUPK has been bringing out the truth of the Bible. And that truth is that every so-called black man, every so-called Hispanic man, every so-called native man are the true biblical Jews. You understand? The true, the ones that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, according to the Bible. You understand? And that our oppressor, Esau, the colonizer, you understand? The conquistador, Cap call it, it is the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? And when we say devil, we're simply talking about an adversary or a deceiver, all right? And this is a truth that, the 12 tribes of Israel needs to wake up to, you understand? Because, in this captivity called America and all the captivities across the globe under this beast, we have been deceived into adopting their lifestyles, their culture. You understand? That the lifestyles and the customs and the traditions of what the Bible describes as the heathen. You understand? The heathen, like a heathen is something you just don't want to be. You understand? Like it's just it's derogatory. It seems derogatory, but it's not something you're supposed to aspire or, you know, strive to be. You understand, or be like. But in this captivity, man, our oppressor and our enemy is so deceptive and so crafty in his ability to seduce us and to manipulate us, that here in 2023, we find ourselves entirely immersed in his society, living, you know, the way they live, you know, worshiping the gods that they worship, um, you know, and, you know, just all all aspects of life revolve around how you know, we strive to be like them. And what we have failed to realize is that that pursuit of, you know, the oppressor's happiness, you understand, that American dream, that lavish lifestyle, that selfish nature, that greedy, uh, insatiable desire to just have pleasure has destroyed us. You understand? As a people, we are absolutely destroyed, and you know, we seem like we just can't get it together. It's like, yo, so Maserati, can you hand me that bag that's back there on the ground? You see it? It's the little, if you could, Baba Kishar, Salakia. Let me get that right over here. And then let me get that black junk, the con, and that little black cord next to it. Okay. Yeah, we set up in this society, and we doing things, you know, the exact way that our oppressor does. You understand? We celebrating his holidays. Like I said, we're worshiping his gods, right? And we're imitating his behavior, and it destroys us in the end. When you look at the statistics across the board, I mean, it ain't looking good. You know what I'm saying? For blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in any category. You understand? In any area where statistics are kept, you know, about how people are doing as a demographic, like we constantly fall like at the bottom, you understand, or on the worst, or you know, the worst end of everything. And we run around trying to find solutions, don't we? Like, aren't we? Like, you know how I know blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are on a quest for solutions? You understand? It's because we end up in all these different doctrines and philosophies thinking that it's the solution, right? Like we end up in, you know, hell, the main one, that Christianity, right? We end up in that Christian church every Sunday, right? Sometimes where they got Tuesday night Bible studies, but we end up in there Sundays primarily. We singing the songs, we going through the, you know, the Christian culture uh motions, you know, we're doing the dances, you know, the clapping the hands, the speaking in, you know, that gibberish, right? And we thinking we solving something, we thinking we fixing something. And then we realize that ain't working. So what we do? We run to what? Islam. Try that out for a while, see if that, you know, changes anything. Realize that ain't changing anything. So then what we run to? What? What? 5%ers? What? Rastafarianism? Back to Christianity? No, then we run to that astrology and numerology. Then we find ourselves fooling with the tarot cards and, you know, all these other things. You know, just it's really a big ball of confusion at the end of the day. You understand? Like we chasing our tails for a solution when all along, Salaki, what you got?
I was thinking about that, and it's crazy because as an overall, like the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the only one who run around looking for religion. Our oppressor is mainly either going to be an atheist or a Christian.
Right.
But we're all across
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the ones that are like sampling everyone else's like primary religion or culture. You understand? And it's just a big ball of confusion, man. It's just a big ball of confusion. And you want to know what the real issue becomes when we live like that, right? There are children growing up in these households witnessing this instability. Our children are watching us scramble for solutions, never finding any. You understand? Like our children aren't that naive. They understand that the crap we getting into ain't fixing nothing. They understand that crap you doing in church on Sunday, it ain't sustaining you to Monday. You know what I'm saying? Hell, half the time it ain't sustaining you till Monday night, right? Do I even got? I mean, dang. Listen, well, since we there, like, imagine what goes on in that Christian church with children, right? What we got to pull some news articles. What I got to see if I can share a screen. I'm sure there was a new one out today. Some poor child abused up sitting up in that church while mom and dad are, the parents are trying to figure it out. And they're looking for solutions, only to find that, there ain't no solutions in there. There's just more hell and terror in there. You understand? And our kids are watching us fail at all, getting into all these other philosophies. And, my parents still is getting high. My mom is still having sex with everybody in the neighborhood. Huh? Dad's still an alcoholic. Dad's still beating everybody up that, looks at them wrong. You see what I'm saying? The family's still destroyed. And it's like, our children are looking at us and not have any solutions. Now imagine we have the solution, right? Imagine going back to the one place that would actually give our children a fighting chance, because it gives us a fighting chance. You understand? Imagine a child that watches their parent find out who they are. Not who the oppressor says they are, not who, the birth certificate, none of that. Like who they are according to the Most High. And not only who they are, but how they're supposed to be, what our conduct is supposed to be, despite societal norms, despite what's popular, despite what's trending, despite what's, the latest fashions. Imagine that child witnesses their parent get sturdy. You don't think that impacts that child? To see that parent stop smoking? Huh? To see that father stop being an alcoholic? To see that mother stop being a whore? You don't think that child like recognizes that? Listen, well, that's pretty much what's going on. In the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, the truth of the Bible is being taught all across this globe, man. And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are waking up to the truth and the reality that we are the Most High's chosen people. We are a special holy people unto the Most High. And that comes with, that's very rewarding. You understand? To have the Most High as your father that is going, to go to bat for you. But it's also, it's empowering. You understand? It's empowering. There's wisdom in knowing what you should and shouldn't do. There's wisdom in knowing, like where you stand according to everyone else. But how can our children ever learn this if we don't teach them? You understand? Like we have a responsibility to teach our children who they are and what the Lord expects of them. And that's according to the Bible. There was a situation that took place, and we definitely gonna get into these scriptures. I'm gonna be on in a couple minutes, but the reason I jumped on this topic this week is there was a situation that took place at a school. I don't even want to say at a school. There was a young individual who committed suicide recently. You know what I'm saying, in this area, right? And this individual, was battling with an identity crisis, so to speak. The individual didn't know the girl was in the process of transitioning. Everybody familiar with that? This child was, transitioning to, to born female, but wants to become a male. So we have this confusion. And instead of having, some direction for this child, you understand, the parents just kind of, let the child be the child. You know what I'm saying? Instead of acknowledging that, these are signs and symptoms of a deeper issue, you know what I mean? That needs, treatment and counseling and support and, attention, that they just kind of, shrug it off like, no sweat. Let the kid do what they want to do. When again, ultimately, all of that was apparently a cry for help, man. They used to say that when those kids would have, like, they'd be in the midst of this type of identity crisis, they would be prone to suicide because of society's rejection of them. But now you got to look 2022 to 2023. They're not, like, the suicide rate is still up. You know what I'm saying? On kids going through this, right? Youth troubled with this, or all the members of that community. You know what I'm saying? Not just the young, but even the adults. They battle with, higher rates or incidences of suicide, right? But you can't even chalk it up to being bullied at this point anymore. They are not there's not a strong homophobic, resistance or, battle against these. And like they won. Like they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like it is normal in this society to, the man's in the damn grocery store ringing up, your items with 6-inch fingernails on and eyelashes. It's a small thing. It's normal in this society. So again, it kind of like with that whole incident that happened, it's like, like, what's up with our kids, man? Like, what are we teaching our kids? Are we even, assuming the role of the teacher of our kids, man? And if you're not in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, and you are lost in one of these other philosophies, or one of these other religions, or one of these other crazy ways of thinking, most of them, you know what I'm saying, are running around thinking that they don't need any type of guidance. They just march to the beat of their own drum. They just listen to their inner self, and some type of what they call it, supernatural being is communicating with them. Some higher power is communicating with them personally, and the thoughts in their head, they just go their own direction. And that's the very thing that their children imitate. They just go their own damn direction, right? Now that's a catastrophic way to raise a child, man. And we're gonna get into the Bible, man. And we're gonna get into to what the Lord prescribes, you know what I'm saying, as the responsibility of the parents to these children, man. Let me get the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Salakia, actually. Yeah, let's get it. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Train up a child.
Do what?
Train up a child.
You saying train up a child? The Bible says to train up a child. Salakia. Children aren't goldfish. You understand? Like if you got a goldfish, what you do? Just shake a couple flakes in the tank once a day, and your job is done in terms of caring for the fish, right? That's a small task. You don't have to train a goldfish. Training is a lot different than just, feeding and clothing, which is what we have adopted as the number one parental lifestyle, parental style in America. Put food on the table, clothes on their backs, and make sure you got the Wi-Fi jumping for their cell phones and their video games. And then parenting is done in this society, right? That's the extent of it, right? That's no training there. I mean, how can you train your child to not get high when you get high? How can you train your child not to be a whore when you're a whore? How can you train your child to, have courage when you're a coward? How can you train your child to love their brother when you hate your people? You understand? Like training takes work. It is a responsibility. It takes repetition. It takes attention. It takes observation. The main thing it takes is a direction. Like, in order to train anything, you have to know what in the hell you want the outcome to be, don't you? Am I right? Like, you can't train a dog to sit if you don't know that dog should sit when you tell it to sit. Does that make sense? So you can't train your child not to get high when you yourself believe that it's okay to get high. How do I know this? Because you get high. Does that make sense? So without a compass, without a direction, without your own foundation and something, to stand on, you can't train a child. You could just feed them like goldfish and see how it turns out. You roll the dice. Maybe your child will figure it out. You understand? Like, maybe your child will fall into the right religion, will fall into the right, get into tarot cards or something and have better luck. You understand? Maybe your child will become a member of the rainbow community and, it'll work out for them. Like we lack wisdom. We lack wisdom and knowledge, man. And you know why we lack wisdom and knowledge? Because we've gotten away from the only wisdom and knowledge on the planet. And that's the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, man, that are taught in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. Like, you come in here and you realize, okay, there is a foundation. There is a way to do things. There's a way to not do things. You understand? You now can have a compass to go and teach your children. And this is all biblical, man. We'll get into it. Go ahead and read that again from the top.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
You got to train up that child in the way that they should go. So you can't be the type of person who thinks that, God speaks to everybody individually and everybody can kind of go their own way and rock and roll, and then try to tell your child to do anything. You're a damn hypocrite if you do that. Right? Ain't you marching to the beat of your own drum? Huh? Ain't what they say? Ain't this higher power talking to you, telling you what you think is okay? Telling you that it's okay to get high? Telling you that it's okay to, live an LGBT lifestyle? You're listening to the voice in your head that tells you that it's okay to sleep with all kinds of men and that body counts don't matter, right? You get what I'm saying? Like you're listening to that voice. So how can you now try to tell your child that they got to listen to you and the voice that's in your head, right? Your schizophrenia. When you have a more solid argument if you could point to the Bible and say that the Most High told the children of Israel, in which we are, you know what I'm saying, descendants of, that you can't get high. You're not allowed to be a junkie. You're not allowed to be promiscuous and, fast. You understand? You're not allowed to be a whoremongerer, right? You're not allowed to just use your sister and throw her away, right? You're not allowed to be an alcoholic. You're not allowed to be a thief. You're not allowed to be a liar, according to the Bible. And these are things that I myself obey and follow, not the voice in my head, the scriptures. You understand? The Bible says whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, right? It was already written down. I ain't making the rules up. I'm just following the rules. You understand? That the Most High gave us. That's what we got to get back to. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, man. If you don't even know what damn way you should go, how can you train up that child in the way that they should go? And here we have, a real pivotal piece, you know what I'm saying, a real critical piece of the issue. We're not raising our children. You know what I'm saying? We're just growing them up. We're just feeding like corn, like growing it like a garden. We just watering them, and then however they turn out, fine. So many scriptures on this too, man. Like we're gonna get into it. Go ahead and finish reading from there.
And when he is old,
when he grows up over time, you don't put this time into training this child. You telling them what they should and shouldn't do. They're making a mistake, you correcting them. That was wrong. You can't do that. You know what I mean? And it's in cognitive behavioral therapy, there are some key elements, right? In training, training behavior. One, you have to have, again, you got to have a goal. You got to have a behavior that you want, right? You have to have frequent and immediate feedback when they do a behavior that's wrong, as well as when they do the behavior that's right. So you need consequences and reinforcement and rewards. You understand? Like you need to be told, yeah, good job, or no, that was bad. You need that feedback to know if they need that feedback to know if they're doing it correctly or if they're doing it wrong. You understand? And it needs to be consistent. The feedback needs to be consistent where every time it's wrong, they have to get the response that it was wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like it can't just be wrong sometimes, right? It can't be wrong, then the same exact behavior, you just say, okay, that was right. That's confusion. You understand? Like it's like math, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. If you constantly tell me 4, but then you say 3, and I say, yeah, you're right. Well, now I just confused you. You get what I'm saying? Like the answer has to always be 4 with 2 plus 2. Now you look at this society, right? The things that, were wrong 20 years ago are legal now. You get what I'm saying? So it was wrong. Look, smoking weed was wrong, according to this society. And here in Maryland, July 1st, it's legal recreationally. That's not consistent feedback, is it? You just confused a lot of people. I know a lot of brothers, lost, college scholarships and opportunities to go to higher education institutions because of a possession of marijuana charge. And now it's legal. Training is important. You know what I'm saying? And again, we as parents have to, it is ordered by the Most High that we do this. You know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't say if you feel like it, train up a child. It doesn't say, you know what I mean? If none of your sneaky links are answering the phone, or if your booty call ain't answering the phone and you stuck home with your child for, on a Friday evening, then train up your child. It's not asking about it convenience, from a convenience standpoint. This is a duty and a responsibility as a parent who has a child that's dependent on their leadership. It says train up a child in the way that they should go. And when they are old, go ahead.
He will not depart from it.
He'll do what?
He will not depart from it.
He will not depart from it, man. He'll cling to it. He'll understand that this thing that my father tried to instill in me day after day after day after day after day. This thing that my father modeled day after day after day after day. This thing that my father checked me about day after day after day after day. There must be something to it. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to conform at some point. They're going to realize that everything that we've ever told them, everything the Most High ever told us, has proven to just be right. You understand? Like not being a whore is good damn advice. It's good advice. Now you could go out there and be a whore. You could go see if you could be the one whore that isn't destroyed by it. And in time, you'll soon learn that, being a whore is bad business. You understand? And I'm using some of these terms on purpose, right? So we got to train up our children in the way that they should go. And when they're old, they won't depart from it, man. Let me get 1 Timothy. No, let me get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And ye fathers.
Do what?
And ye fathers.
Who?
And ye fathers.
This is Paul talking to the fathers, man. You brothers out there, you got kids? Huh? You got seeds? All right. What? Do what?
Provoke not your children to wrath.
Do what?
Provoke not your children to wrath.
Don't provoke your children to wrath, man. You know what I mean? Like we got to have a grip on our emotions so that we don't end up in some emotional battle with our teenage children. You know what I mean? Where now we duking it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about pissing, like making your child angry and just, setting them off, right? And again, when do our children learn to be angry and emotional wrecks? Who they learn that from? They learned that from us, man. They learned that from us when we were emotional wrecks. When we were just angry, tornadoes storming through the house, tearing up everything because, we can't handle our emotions. Go ahead, keep reading.
But bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord.
What does that mean, admonition? You got it? Admonition.
I think I got it, sir.
Go ahead.
According to Google, an act or action of admonishing, authoritative, counsel, or warning.
Warning. You understand? Like warning. Like bring them up in the counsel or the warning of who?
The Lord.
Of who?
The Lord.
Yourself.
The Lord.
Haile Selassie.
The Lord.
Allah Akbar.
The Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to train them up in the warning of the Lord. Well, what did the Lord warn us about? Huh? What did the Lord tell us to do? What did the Most High tell us to do? Huh? Don't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. Don't worship other gods. Don't envy your oppressor, right? Don't be a homosexual. Don't be a drunk. Don't be a whore. Don't be an alcoholic, right? Love your brother. Ain't that it? Huh? We supposed to raise them to respect the counsel and the authority and the warnings of the Most High. He warned us against all of this terrible behavior. He warned us against this wicked behavior. And we supposed to teach them that. How can they teach this? How can they teach this scripture in the Christian church when the law is done away with? Huh? What the Lord told us we can and can't do is, out the window. How can they teach this? Let me get Proverbs chapter 29, verse 15. We're gonna get into it. I know we started late, but we're gonna we'll go a little late. We getting swift with these breakdowns. I think 6:10, 6:15 might be our new, what I'm saying, closeout time. You got that? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
The rod and reproof give wisdom.
Read that again.
The rod and reproof give wisdom.
The rod and reproof give wisdom, man. Now, this ain't saying, beat the hell out of your child. Like, ain't nobody supposed to be, out here, just, wailing on their kids, for the hell of it. Because you're an emotional wreck. What this is saying is that correction. You understand? Remember I was saying that with behavioral therapy, that feedback. You understand? That good job. No, bad job. You know what I mean? Like, do that. Yeah, good job. Excellent. The way you did that was excellent. Now, you don't want to do that. Don't you see? The Bible is against us doing that. Don't you see how that falls under this? You know what I mean? Like, don't you, like, you should, no, why'd you do that to your brother? Don't you understand that you're supposed to love your brother? Like, that feedback is what this is talking about. Like, even if you take like a rod, like just from like an agricultural standpoint, like you're dealing with cattle, right? You might have a staff or a stick, right? Ain't got no stick in here. I'll use this. Just because I'll use the shofar. Let's say you're trying to get like a lamb or a sheep or something to just kind of like get over a little bit. Do you have to wail on them to get them to move over? Mm-hmm. What? Have you ever seen it done? Do I need to pull up a video? Like, you can just, just kind of just tap them like, no, go over here. You get what I'm saying? It's just correction. It ain't all about pain and, abuse. That's not what the aim of, training a child should be. You get what I'm saying? It ain't supposed. Don't confuse it with abuse. I know in Islam they say you can what the five fingers say to the face to your wife if you don't like how she talking. They can slap the hell out of their women. You know what I'm saying? Lord knows what they could do to the kids. This ain't talking about abusing your children and being the type of, administering the type of correction that the slave master administered to our ancestors. You understand? That's not instruction. That's not training. That's not wisdom. You understand? That's hatred. That's just violence. We're supposed to, again, this is a thoughtful, considerate, calculated response to things that your child are doing. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what the Most High says we should and shouldn't be doing. You understand? And in an attempt to correct a behavior. Go ahead.
But a child left to himself.
A child what?
Left to himself.
That child that you just, put clothes on their back and food on the table. That child that you just, leave on the video game all day. That child that you let come in the house and come and go as they please. Huh? That child, you don't know what in the hell they're doing in the school. The school ain't got your number. You made sure of it. That child that you just let run the streets and do whatever they want. That child that tells you, I'm not a little boy anymore, I'm a girl. I'm not a little girl anymore, I'm a boy. That child that you let decide to, hang out with who they want to lay with. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with. Let them have sex with who they want to have sex with. That child that you just let do. Listen, they got this thing going on. We're going to get to it. This vaping epidemic, like something to the tune of 75% of kids are vaping. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time they hit the 12th grade, it says 75% of them have vaped. Because it's so innocent. I mean, it's a damn child's experience at this point. Getting high and made it dispensable to children. Another one is edibles, right? You got the damn weed in gummy bears. You just eat the damn gummy bear, and now you're as high as Snoop Dogg. And they're doing these things. That child left to himself. Go ahead.
Bringeth a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
Bringeth what?
His mother to shame.
Damn. You understand that? You understand what that is? That parent that is now looking at their child, that's paying for all of their actions. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the decisions that they've made, now they're paying for them. Huh? Now they're on the news, right? Now they're the talk of the town. Now they're the outcast. Now your child is the black sheep of the entire family, right? But you're to thank for that. You left that child alone. You taught that child to just follow their heart, right? The Bible says that the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's the last damn thing any of us should ever follow is our heart. But you follow yours. You follow that voice in your head that lets you do all the things you want to do and lets you reject all the things you don't want to do for the time until tomorrow comes. And that can change depending on the weather, depending on what holiday is being celebrated, right? Valentine's Day, all of a sudden you in heat. You know what I'm saying? Like you change with, whatever the atmosphere is of this society. Huh? Back when you were in school, you made fun of gay kids, right? Kids that were a little sweet and soft and tender, right? You made fun of them. Well, now society has said, we got to accept these, this behavior. We have to accept this behavior. Hell, we have to promote this behavior. I got some articles for that too. And now what? Huh? You think that parent? Listen, you think that father is really? Listen, brother. You don't think that LGBT behavior is shameful to the parent, man? To a father who got the news that he's going to be he's going to have a son. Going to have a son, named him after himself, Junior. And now Junior wears damn leggings and eyelashes and a damn lace front. That's shameful. That's shameful. But you let the child make his own decisions. Huh? You slept on your duty, your responsibility to constantly and continuously correct that behavior. It's an art to it. I mean, it does take skill. You know what I'm saying? It does take sometimes patience. You know what I mean? It does take compassion a lot of times. Our kids battle demons. Huh? In ISUPK, our kids battle demons. But here's the thing. We teach them to battle them. You get what I'm saying? Like not to succumb to it. Not to say, oh, well, I have this urge and this desire, so I'm just going to give into it. It's what everybody else is doing, so I'm just going to go along with everybody else. I don't want to be the one that fights against peer pressure. Huh? It's so much easier to just go along with peer pressure than to be the kid that doesn't go along with peer pressure. We've taught our kids to be weak, man, by not telling them anything at all. The Christian church ain't told them nothing at all. You understand? A whole fairy tale that they can just listen to themselves, right? Literally listen to yourself. So here, listen, you know, they say confession is good for the soul. I remember being a Christian and being a teenage boy. I remember praying and asking God questions like, should I smoke this weed? Almost like, you know, that magic 8 ball you shake and it come back and say yes or no. I hit him up like, God, if you don't want me to smoke this weed, show me a sign. Oh, Maserati. You think I ever even looked for a damn sign? Huh? You think I was trying to hear a sign? Oh, wasn't no sign? What, the wind didn't blow real hard? Huh? The weed didn't disappear? So guess what I took that as? Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate it. Right? Listen, man, we can't do that. We can't be left to our own devices. We can't be left to just follow our own thoughts. We need the compass. We need the wisdom and instruction of the Most High, man. Drop down to verse 17, if you could, Baba Kashar.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Correct thy son.
Do what?
Correct thy son.
Dwayne Wade, do what?
Correct thy son.
Listen, you got to correct your son, man. Your son's going to have a lot of bad ideas, a lot of stupid ideas, a lot of dumb, you know what I mean, understandings that you're going to have to correct. A lot of immature and carnal impulses, you're going to have to correct it. Right? And again, we're not talking about being no abusive, violent, you know, tyrant. We're talking about being someone who loves his son like he's his very own brother and wants what's best for him. You understand? Like the Most High wants for us. The Lord don't tell us not to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster to be a brute to us. You understand? The Lord don't tell us not to be whores, you know, our sisters not to be whores to spoil the fun. You understand? That's not what it's about. It's about protecting our sisters. You know what I'm saying? About increasing their value and their worth and their pedigree and their stock. You understand? All right, go ahead. It says, correct thy son. Go ahead.
And he shall give thee rest.
He'll do what?
Shall give thee rest.
Listen, man. Correct that son. Correct them until it becomes evident. Okay, now he gets it. Now he's got it. You understand? I went through this with my sons with hygiene. You understand? When they were younger, I don't know what it is about little boys where they don't think they need to take showers and wear deodorant and stuff. I don't know what the hell that is, right? So we would push it. You take a bath, put your deodorant. Take a bath, put your deodorant. Take a bath, put your deodorant. You know what I mean? If I got slacked, you know what I mean, in my, you know, instruction and maybe didn't tell them or, you know, they didn't do it and it was discovered like, damn, what's that smell? Someone eating cold cuts or something? Someone got some onions in here? What? Hey, you ain't take a bath? You ain't take a shower? Or you ain't put no deodorant on? What are you doing? You are an Israelite. You understand? Like the Lord taught us to be hygienic. You know what I mean? Heathens don't take baths. The French, you know, do that natural. The French, you know what I mean? Like that whole, we don't put deodorant on and stuff is disgusting, right? The damn Hamites, come on, them Arabs, like they don't do that. That's fine. Let them be that way. You're a prince of the power, man. You understand? Like we take baths. You get what I'm saying? So you do this until like now they 16. I don't gotta tell them to take a shower. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling them to put deodorant on. They get it because of that persistent, you know what I mean, feedback. And now I can rest knowing that, damn, all right, my kids ain't out here smelling like onions at least. You get what I'm saying? My kids understand like that LGBTQ option that this society has given them, that agenda that they've pushed. I ain't got to worry about that. We're crystal clear on that. I can rest knowing that they're not, desiring to be a member of the community. The water to the Most High for that. You get what I'm saying? There's rest in that. Go ahead,
like the scripture you brought up earlier, like a child left to itself. It seems like any parent who is not in the school or getting guidance that they should, it's up in the air what their kid is going to be. They have no control over it anymore.
Yeah, they have to.
Leave them to themselves.
They have to leave them to themselves. You know why? Because they're to themselves. If you're not in this truth, if you're not in this ISUPK under command of General Yohana, all you're doing is doing whatever you feel like doing. Whatever gives you pleasure, that's all you're doing. When you come into the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, Christ describes it as a straight gate. You know what I'm saying? There's a straight gate that we have to enter in through. There's a way to walk. The way that I have to walk is the way that my son has to walk. It's the way that his son has to. Single goddamn file. There's one way to do this. How is there one way to do this? Because we all reading the same instruction book. You know what I'm saying? We're all getting the same instruction. You get what I'm saying? Like we're not each calling our own audibles. Like them damn purple sodomites, them cops that try to imitate us, except for, they got this Broadway. You know what I'm saying? They got this Broadway about them in their attempt to impersonate us in this straight gate. They got a broad gate. You can wear your hair however you want, wear your dreads, wear your shape, get your shape ups, get your bald head, head uncovered. You can only have one wife. You understand? You can be a damn black ops, psyops agent to your people. Listen, man, you could be a coward. No, you can't be them things here. You know what I'm saying? That the Most High has no use of, like that's the broad way that leads to destruction. There's a straight gate here. The Bible also says, how can two walk together lest they be agreed? Right? How the hell can our children serve the Lord a different way than we serve the Lord? You get what I'm saying? Now, again, if we serving the Lord the way that the Lord told us to, then they get to serve the Lord the way that he tells them to. So now you got two different versions of serving the Lord. And guess what? Ain't nobody walking together like that. That's why you got all these different, fringe groups, all these different doctrines. And I mean, it's a damn mess out there, man. You get what I'm saying? But here in the ISUPK under command of General Yohana, what I'm teaching my children is the same thing that you're teaching your children. It's the same thing that, Officer Matazabai is teaching his children. It's the same thing that Captain Shaparia is teaching his children. You get like, it's there's a compass. You get what I'm saying? And there's a barometer for what's on track and what's not on track. What's in order, what's out of order. You get what I'm saying? And the same instruction for our wives. You know what I'm saying? Like our wives, the hell, in the world, sisters can be boss bees, right? They call their own shots now, right? Ain't that the push? Huh? So now you have to raise a daughter to be a boss bee that doesn't have to listen to anybody, mom, including you, dum-dum. Get what I'm saying? Like mom does whatever. Ain't nobody gonna tell mom what to do. I've heard her say it a million damn times. Well, when do I get to do that? You can imagine the little girls like, well, hell, mom don't got to put no clothes on when she go outside. Why do I have to dress in modest apparel? Why do I have to cover my behind? Mom don't cover hers. Huh? Because mom doesn't want to, because ain't nobody gonna tell mom she got to do anything because she a grown-ass woman. Okay, so now you got these little girls that their mind, they've learned, okay, I could be a grown-ass woman that does what I want to do. Huh? You not my daddy. And daddy nowhere to be found thanks to mom. She saw to it. Listen, it's a terrible thing, man. What the hell about our children, man? Huh? So we just gonna continue this selfishness where we just do our own thing and let our children do their own thing so they can be destroyed in the end? Or what? Because instead of giving them some actual wisdom, giving them that compass and that blueprint for how to not die out here and suffer out here because of you exercising all of your so-called freedoms. I did want to share some of these. I do got articles. I do got stuff in here about what we're talking about. Believe it or not. Because again, you let your kids do whatever they want to do, they're going to be doing some terrible things. Let me click on this. I'm gonna see if I can share this screen. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go here, right? I'm gonna try this present. I'm gonna present. Well, this is tricky. I'm gonna share screen. Ooh wee. I'm gonna share application window. I'm gonna share Chrome tab. This one here. Dangerous trends. I ain't gotta share audio, though. Do I gotta share audio? Why won't let me do it? Am I doing it? Oh, I can't even look on there to see if it's running. I ain't got the second one up. Let me see. Shalakia. She up there? How she look? Oh, I could go back to it. All right, no sweat. I don't know if you can see it. Most I ain't crazy. All right. So look, this says 9 dangerous teen trends. These are things that your kids are out there doing. You understand? These are trends. Like all the kids are doing it, right? Your kids in school, all the kids are doing it. It says you probably don't want to think about the ill-advised and life-destroying things that some teens are doing, but maybe you should. Now, some of these things you got to think. In America, these things are legal, right? Vaping. Number one, vaping. It's so accessible. It's so discreet. You can't even tell like they're doing it in the classrooms. You understand? They're getting high in the classrooms off these vape pens. And, the edibles, talked about that. Insufficient sleep. Some of your kids ain't sleeping. Up all night looking at porn. Number 4, fentanyl. Good God, they're getting high as can be. They got these eating disorders because they got to try to look like the people that this society pushes as beautiful and attractive. So they damn starving themselves. You understand? Ain't that something? You'll let your kid have an eating disorder, but you won't tell your kid, no, eat what you want. Just don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster. You know what I mean? Like, you won't give them that. Oh, these TikTok challenges? Come on, man. Kids are doing all these stupid TikTok challenges, man. The dumbest ones, man, they do all like the crates. They're climbing up them crates. I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at a few of them, man, but that's because I knew my kids weren't doing it. Yeah, you know I mean, 8 getting catfished by predators. You got whole perverts out there. How many? I can't tell you how many times I've heard of a child, you know what I mean, in a full-blown like virtual relationship with a grown person. You know what I mean? That they don't realize is a grown person. What the damn what is it? Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator. They in them chat rooms, man, being filthy. And you should see these jokers that come pulling up after your child, man. But you want to let your child do whatever they want to do. Huh? You want to let your child be left to follow their own, desires because you follow yours. Video game addiction. Yeah, some of y'all need to get your kids off these video games. Some video games, that's where the predators are. Well, what's the name of the one game? I think it's a Roblox or something like that. They got predators in there doing terrible things to children just in there trying to, play some make believe. You know what I mean? You got some predators in there doing some nasty things to these kids, man. You understand? Like, I got another article. Salakia. Now I'm gonna pull this one up. We already talked about the whole Disney joint, didn't we? We talked about Disney, that whole agenda, huh? Y'all aware of that, ain't you? Tell me we're aware of Disney's agenda to make our children, uh, participate in alternative lifestyles, man. Huh? I'm not gonna share the sound on it because it ain't about the video, but Disney exec cops to advancing gay agenda. Salaki, it's got this damn ads, boy. These ads are diabolical. All right. It says, let me get it off of there. Disney execs cop to advancing gay agenda by adding queerness to shows. So they're admitting, executives that work for Disney are admitting to adding, like making more characters in their Disney shows. They use the word queer, you know what I'm saying, and gay and alternative lifestyles in an attempt to push it onto children. You know what I mean? Like that's diabolical, man. And what we supposed to let our children march to the beat, like get seduced by a damn cartoon and get taught and trained by Disney executives that maybe you're a member of the LGBT community. It's trending. It's popular to be a member now. Go ahead,
It's kind of like back in the day, you might watch Power Rangers and want to do their moves, or you'll watch
right.
a cop show.
Right.
Even if they're not with it, they like the character so much that they want to be like that character and do what they do.
Exactly, man. Exactly. We ain't got time to read through the whole article, but I mean, they literally they use the term what it said, a not at all secret gay agenda. You know what I mean? They've been pushing a not secret. It ain't even a secret that they're pushing this nonsense. And you as a parent don't feel like it's your responsibility to teach your child right from wrong according to the Most High, so that this society doesn't dictate what's right and wrong for your child. Yeah, we got to do a better job, man. Plenty of more scriptures on this, man. We'll probably do a part 2 because there's several other trends too that I wanted to get into. The a rainbow party. Jesus Christ, a rainbow party. Never mind. I can't even discuss that. You go look up what a rainbow party is and understand that if your child ever attended a rainbow party, you got something on your hands. You understand? You go ahead and look that up. I'm not, TikTok would ban me for saying it, and I ain't even on here. I ain't on TikTok right now. So, but yeah, we definitely got to go ahead and close out, man. We got to raise our children, man. If you a parent, you having trouble with your kid, you don't know what the hell's going on with your child. I'm telling you, you're the problem. But the solution is to get in these classes, man. You a brother, get in all black. Let your child see you start walking around wearing damn all black all the time, boots. You understand? And put back on the spirit that the Most High has for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let them watch you transition. You know what I mean? But be an example. You change, and then you go ahead and teach your son how to change. You teach your daughter how that she can change. You understand? And with that, we say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakathum to the Akim, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashem Yahweh Shah to the Akwathium. With that, Shalom, Israel.